Hello friends, it's me, Alex. So I'm going to be sharing a thought reflection this morning. As you might have seen on the mail outs that we've been sending out, we are going to be sending out some thoughts and reflections a few times a week. So on Tuesdays, Chris is going to be doing a 5-minute reflection. On a Thursday, I'll be doing a reflection. On a Saturday, Danusha will be doing a reflection. And then on Sunday, of course, everybody's welcome to join us for our Facebook Live service. Just a little reminder that what that will look like. So at 10:15, we'll have a 15-minute kids session. That'll be kind of interactive with some activities and various things going on there. And then at 10:30, our service will officially begin with some songs on Facebook Live and then a preach or a talk also on Facebook Live, which you're able to join, and we'd encourage you to join that live so that we can interact and be together as a community. Following that at 11:15, we'll have a 15-minute K16 youth check-in and hang out on Zoom as well. So I'd really encourage you to be connecting and engaging with church, even though we're having to do things differently. I don't know about you. I don't know how you're feeling right now with everything that's going on in the world with the coronavirus and things keep changing. It's quite unsettling. For some of you, for some of us, we're probably taking it in our stride. I'm sure there's some legends out there that are just kind of taking it in their stride. And for some of us, we might be feeling a little bit more anxious about what is going on. And for me, I kind of like flipped through different emotions. Sometimes feel more anxious, sometimes feel really relaxed about it. And I was lying there last night trying to get to sleep, and it was one of those moments where I was just feeling a little bit more anxious. And I was just trying to remind myself of who God is and who Jesus is and the pictures that we see in the Bible. And one of the things that I was reflecting on was when Jesus walked on the water. Now, this passage is in Matthew 14, verses 22. And it says this: "Immediately Jesus made the disciples get into the boat and go on ahead of him to the other side, while he dismissed the crowd. After he dismissed them, he went up on a mountainside by himself to pray. Later that night, he was there alone, and the boat was already a considerable distance from land, buffeted by the waves because the wind was against it. Shortly before dawn, Jesus went out to them, walking on the lake. When the disciples saw him walking on the lake, they were terrified. 'It's a ghost,' they said, and cried out in fear. But Jesus immediately said to them, 'Take courage, it is I, don't be afraid.' 'Lord, if it's you,' Peter replied, 'tell me to come to you on the water.' 'Come,' he said. Then Peter got down out of the boat, walked on the water, and came towards Jesus. But when he saw the wind and the waves, he was afraid and began to sink, cried out, 'Lord, save me.' Immediately Jesus reached out his hand and caught him. 'You of little faith,' he said, 'why did you doubt?' And then they climbed into the boat. The wind died down. Then those who were in the boat worshipped him, saying, 'Truly, you are the Son of God.'" As I was lying there last night and thinking about these verses and other verses that talk about the wind and the waves, I was reflecting, it feels like we're in a storm right now. Life is uncertain. And I don't know about you, but it talks about there being fears. They were afraid. And Jesus says, "Take courage." And then later on, Peter says, "If it's you, Lord, call me out on the water." And so Jesus calls him out. And Peter starts walking on the water, but then he sees what is going on around him, the wind and the waves. He doubts and he starts to sink. But he cries out to Jesus, and Jesus reaches out his hand, reaches out, lifts him up out of the water. "Why did you doubt?" And then climbs back into the boat, and they worship him. Just a bit of a picture for where we're at right now. I feel like there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of anxiety, and maybe we're trying to do our best. This kind of passage just reminded me that Jesus is with us. To take courage in the storms, to take courage when we're trying to be bold and courageous, and to take courage And when we feel like we don't have the courage, Jesus is right there with us to reach out his hand and lift us up. So today and for the next couple of days, just be mulling over who Jesus is. He is good. He is with us, whatever the circumstance. And when we call out to him and when we cry to him, Lord, save me, he is there. I hope this has been encouraging to you, obviously new to all of this that is going on, but I just pray that you would know God's peace, you would know God's love at this time, and take courage on who Jesus is, the rock of our faith and salvation. Lots of love to you all. Speak to you again soon. Feel free to comment below, get in touch if you need to. We are here for you. See you again soon. Bye.